In this video, I will look at domain name system or DNS. DNS is a system used to help users locate resources on the internet. First, let's start with a bit of the background and history of the DNS. DNS or domain name system is the most widely used name resolution system used today. DNS was originally developed to be used on the internet when the internet was first developed. When the internet was first developed, computer names and IP addresses were stored in a file. This file contained all computer names on the network and their IP addresses. When the change was made, the file had to be updated on all computers on the network. Only a few computers on the network, this will not have been a problem. However, more computers were added to the network. This became harder and harder. As more computers were added, the file also became larger and larger. The file became so large that it became impractical to keep copying it around the network, and thus DNS was born. DNS allows for a hierarchy to be used rather than flat host files. DNS is easy to update as compared to having to update a host file on hundreds or even thousands of computers. Microsoft DNS Server meets its internet standards, so you can be assured that it will work with other DNS servers on the internet. You will find Microsoft's DNS Server born is the most powerful and easy to use. Alright, that's a little insight on the DNS server. Before we start to configure DNS, just know that your server must have a static IP address in order to move on. Alright, so first let's go to our server manager. We'll go to roles. My DNS role has already been added for me. So it's going to be grayed out here. Once you click here, you just click next and go through the instructions and install as needed. Alright, so I'm just going to cancel out here. Yes, I'm going to cancel this instead. Let's open this up a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to roles, going to drop down DNS server. Alright, so see now my DNS is already set up and installed. We go to the drop down menu, and as you can see, we already have forward lookup zone, reverse lookup zone, and conditional forwards. Alright, so forward lookup zone, what the forward lookup zone does, it converts the domain to IP addresses, and the reverse lookup zone converts the IP address to the domain name. Alright, so seeing that forward lookup zone has already been installed and running, what we're going to do, we're going to create a new zone on the reverse lookup zone. So we're going to right click, new zone, next. We're going to leave this as primary zone and then press next. We're going to leave the selection to all DNS servers on this domain. Click next. We're going to use IP version 4. Next. And what we're going to do, we're going to type in the first reset in our IP address. That's 192.168.0, and then we're going to click next. We're going to allow both non-secure and secure dynamic updates, and then next, and then finish. As you can see, we've just created a new reverse lookup zone here. It's already running. From here you'll just see our server name and our start of authority server name, which will be our server 2008. And what we're going to do next, here we're going to click on our server name, on our domain name, under forwarded. Let me just expand it here for you so you can see. We're going to right click and we're going to create a new host. So what we're going to do here, we're going to give it a name. I'm just going to label it server. Let's give it the IP address 192.168.0.1. This would be the IP address for ours. This is the IP address for our server. Alright. Just to double check, we could go into our network and sharing center. Just to check for our IP address, we're going to go to manage connection. And we're just going to click here and go to details. As you see, that's the IP address for the server. Let's close this up now and get back to the wizard. We're going to click create associated pointer, PHR record, and we're going to add host. And as you can see, we are prompted with a message, with a message that says the host record server ottley.com was successfully created. We're going to press OK. And done. You see our server machine here has been added. The DNS A record is a record in your domain zone file that connects or makes the connection between the domain and its matching IP address. Right, and that's the reason why we add our host to our server machine A record. Alright, so what we're going to do next, we're going to highlight the domain, we're going to create a new alias, and we're going to name this www. When we get onto the bottom here, we're going to browse, click the server 2008, go on our forwarding, we're going to go here, and then we're going to look for the server A track that we just created. Alright, let me just fix this here. As you can see, we have a new alias that was created. Alright, and what we're going to do now, we're going to open our command prompt. We're going to start command prompt. And what we're going to do, we're going to ping our server, which is 192.168.0.1. Alright, and you can see, we got a reply here, which means that our DNS server is working. Once we got a reply, that means that our DNS server is working. Alright, and that's all for this video.